Hi there. Welcome back to my subscription box life. This is part 2 of our Craftsman Crate wood burning kit. I have my wood burner right here. It's plugged in. You can see it. I have one of the tips in, and I have the rest of the tips right here in my hand. So I grabbed a little like a paint stir just to practice with some of these tips. I wanted to see what they did. I have this plugged in, it's hot, and that's why I'm being very careful not to touch the tip. But this was the only wood I could find in the house that I could use as scrap wood, so it will do. It says just to hold this like a pencil and touch it to the wood. So here we go. This is my very first time doing any kind of wood burning, so let's see how it goes. Right, it's very easy. I'm not touching very hard at all. And this is what it's making. Now let's see what happens if I hold it in one spot. Makes a nice little dot. So now I'm going to see what happens when I draw it this way. It actually, it feels like I'm using a marker. Right now, if I want to make it darker, I'm going to go slower. But try to be consistent. In my movement. All right, so this is what it's the larger pointy tip. All right, so now I'm going to let this cool down, and I'm going to put a different tip in, and we'll see what the next tip does to the wood. All right, my tip has cooled down. I can actually touch it now. It's not hot whatsoever. So I just wanted to show you how you change your tip. It's very easy. You just unscrew the one tip. And put the new tip in. Very easy. Now I'm going to go plug this in to get it warm. Oh, and we were wondering what this little metal shaped item was, and it's to set your hot wood burner on so that it's not touching your table. All right, this is warmed up now, and I chose the pointier, thinner tip, and I wanted to see what it looked like compared to the thicker tip. So let's see what this one does. This one, I'm noticing I have to hold it longer in order for it to burn the wood. And it makes a, just what I guessed, and I'm assuming you guessed too, a much thinner line. So I'm having to go over this multiple times in order to make the burn show up. But it is very precise. Here I go, right here. So what that looks like, right there. It's a nice light line. All right, so that's our thinner, pointier tip, and I liked that. So let's see what the next tip makes. All right, I am going to use this one. It's the tip that has like a little curve shape to it. So I'm not quite sure exactly how to use this, so I'm just going to play with it a little bit to see what shapes it makes. So I'm going to start out with it flat and see if it does anything. All right, so that's what it looks like flat. Now if I turn it to the side, let's see. And I'm going to turn it so that the tip's just touching and see what shape that makes. That actually makes an extremely thin line. I'm not even sure if you can see it. I'll hold it up closer to the camera when I'm done, but it makes a very, very thin line. Very faint thin line. So I feel like I might need to press a little harder when I use this tool to make there. It's kind of making a thicker line. I press harder. But I think this one is going to take me a little time to get used to be able to use properly, but eventually I will figure it out. See, I'm just going to hold it now, see what shape it makes when I just hold it. And this is how you get used to doing crafts. You just play around with the tools that you have. So that made an interesting shape. I'm going to just hold it on the side now and see if it makes the same shape. Made a little, it's hard to see, but it's kind of a very, very slight curve shape. Now I'm going to hold it down and rock it back and forth and see if that makes anything. If you do wood burning, please comment down in the comments and give me some tips on how to use this particular tool with the little, to me it looks like a little, like a gardening tool, a miniature gardening tool. But if anybody knows how to use this properly, please comment in the comments and let me know. I'm having fun with it, using it just the way it is, but I'm probably not using it properly. So please let me know if you know how to use this one. All right, now I have our last tip, and this one has kind of a slanted edge to it, and it's very thin side. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's very hard to see, I think, on camera, but it's slanted to a thin point. And let's see what this one does. So first I'm going to try it just with the edge, see what it does. Oh, I like that. That is a nice, straight, easy line. I'm barely even pressing down to make those lines. Now I'm going to try to go along, just kind of slide it along with the edge flat on the wood here. It seems like I'm getting burning just from the upper edge, so maybe I'm not holding it down. See, now I changed my angle and now I'm getting it the burn more from the bottom edge of it. Let's see. This one's going to take some practice, I can tell, but I really like this tip. Let's see what I can do here. I'm not going real smoothly either. Let's see what happens when I go against the grain. Ah, there we go. I think I might be moving a little too fast. This is my first time doing any wood burning. And I'm assuming different woods will burn differently because of the wood pattern. But I really like this tip. This is a nice tip. It gives you a couple of options. You can do the nice thin, and you can also do a thicker line too. I like this one. All right. I've tested out each. I have seen what each of these tips do. Now I'm going to complete my first project. I know I said that I was going to use the flat wood burning tip, which I really liked. It was very easy to maneuver, but the design I created, I believe it will be easier to use the thicker pointed tip to trace this out and burn the wood with. We'll see. As you know, this is my first time doing wood burning, so that's what I'm thinking anyway. I'm thinking this design will be easier with the thicker pointed tip. So what I did was, these are supposed to be coasters, but I am going to make an ornament for my son with this. So when I'm done, I'm going to drill a hole at the top here and put a little tie through it and make an ornament for my son. But what I did was printed out these letters. So this is one of my son's letters to his first name, and this is my other son. His starts with a D. I'm going to do the older son whose name starts with a J. But all I did was print this out from my computer, and I don't even remember which font this was, but I found it and liked it. So I printed this out, and then I tried to, as best I could, center this onto my what's going to be my ornament, and then taped it down as best I could. Then I slid the carbon paper underneath and then just traced it with a pencil. And this is what it ended up looking like. So this is one side. And then I used this, I also printed this little Christmas tree from the printer, or from the computer. I found it on like a copyright free design, and just printed it out and traced it onto here. The tree got on here a little uncentered, but it's a homemade ornament, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. All right, let's get to the wood burning activity. It is extremely windy out today, so I'm going to take my papers and put them aside. And this craft is very easy. We'll see. We'll see what I think when I'm done with this, but it's just like holding a marker in your hand, as I said earlier. That's exactly what it feels like to me. I have a friend that does wood burning, and he started doing it just as a little craft to help reduce stress. And he loved it so much. And with extra practice, and he has started creating very intricate designs, and he's selling his designs now. He has given us a couple of his designs, and they're amazing for one thing, very detailed, but they're beautiful in our house too. All right, let's see. So I got this outlined. I'm trying to make this little inner part not be burned, this little part that you see here in the center. So let's see how I do. I think I might be going too fast. I think I need to slow down with my tool. All right, we have the J done. I like the way it turned out. The wood is not hot. I was curious. It's warm, but it's not hot. All right, so let's flip her over. Let's work on the tree. I'm going to leave the tree just outlined like it is. And I found that once you burn a line into the wood, it makes a little groove. So if you have to go over it again, it's easy to. Your tool just kind of fits right into the little line that you've created. So it's easy to retrace things. but I can see why people love doing this craft, the wood burning craft. It forces you to slow down. You can't. I get going fast every once in a while. That doesn't work. You have to slow down. It forces you to slow down, which fast life is so fast paced nowadays. It's nice to have to slow down every once in a while. So I can see why this would be a great stress reliever and an enjoyable hobby. So there is my finished product. So the Christmas tree and the J. I like it. I had fun doing it. I'm going to get the hole drilled and a little piece of string put through. But here's my finished project. I had fun. It was not hard to do. And I recommend everyone try this craft at least once. This is my subscription box life. Go to the blog. The details will be down. The link will be down in the details of this video. Go check it out. I'll take up close pictures of this little ornament that I made. And I will also put a link to Craftsman's Crate down in the details of this video as well. Click that link and go check them out. Each month you should get a new craft. This is my first one. And when I get my next box, I will show you the next craft skill that we'll be learning. In the meantime, don't go away because I have another box coming for you.